This is a channeled message with Goddess Hathor and Goddess Isis. And this is for the sacred priestess, the sacred priestesses on earth at this time. I'm going to channel Goddess Hathor and bring through the message from her. She's speaking for both herself and Isis, for Isis beloved. If you are new here, I'm Erica. I am a psychic medium and a priestess. So nice to meet you. GypsyCowgirlTarot is a pillar of light channel. This is also like a portal where you can come and receive channeled messages, insights, confirmation, healings, activations, all kinds of fun stuff. So be sure to subscribe. Welcome to the Soul Familia, mi amors. And those of you guys returning, once again, welcome back. Okay. So I'm just going to clear. Okay. And Goddess Hathor, welcoming you in now. Hello, beloved family of starlight and stardust. I come to you now with a message of self-love, determination, conviction, and reward. The battle within had been long subdued, but nothing can be suppressed forever, for there cannot be shadow without light. This is a time in your journey where you shall taste the fruits of your labor. Dance in the waters and fires of victory. Waters and fires that bring further purification, transmutation, energy, and flow. This is the time of ultimate remembrance, significance, a time of your life and journey where you will not forget. No more rationing, no more living in lack. Fertility blesses you now. I, Goddess Hathor, bestow the fertile blessings upon you now, infusing you with fertile energy, thoughts, feelings, words, activating now the new programs within. Unlocking your gifts and sacredness that you have known throughout many lifetimes. I come to you now because you are ready to mentor with me and Isis. Many of you have been tuning in with Isis, beloved. And now I step forth to dive deeper into your training of the sacred priestess in the 9th month of the 9th year. Nine, a sacred numerology to our sacred path. This is the point in your journey where embodiment and deliverance are key. Embodying your ascension, your truth, your gifts, your nature, your power. And delivering them outside of self into the world. The time has come, beloved priestess of shadow and light, priestesses of gold and silver, of moon and sun, of heaven and earth. I summon you now to allow me in, to connect with you, and to work together to conquer and ultimately fulfill this next level of your sacred journey. I remind you of the fruit of life, prosperous, sweet, abundant, plentiful. This is your new reality. I look forward to communing with you, and so it is. Okay. Oh wow, right when I opened my eyes and I looked at the timer, the timer was at 7:23, which those are very special numbers for me, connecting to my brother, who's one of my angels in heaven. So just very significant. Further confirmation. That could be a special date also, like July 23rd, or maybe you're seeing those numbers, the 7s or 723. But whoa, Hathor, like her energy is so strong. Whew, hold on guys. I'm lightheaded. Like her energy came through. It was just like, whoa, like it made me lightheaded. So, okay. So that was a beautiful, beautiful message with Goddess Hathor. I'm going to have to rewatch it in order to remember what she just said. Because for me, it's like when they come through, just like in my portal workshops and a lot of the times when I'm doing healing work or things like that, when they come through to assist or connect with whomever I'm working with, you know, like I never remember. It's like an amnesia, like a temporary amnesia. So, okay, hold on. I have cards coming out. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's go deeper into this. Hathor and Isis. Connection to ancient Egypt, connection to the Sirius star, connection to Karnak. What other? Oh, Lady Nada is coming through. Beloved sister of the rose. She brings forth the rose essence. Expanded heart. So they're speaking of how your heart is expanding right now. So let's go back. I do recall a lot at the end of what Hathor was saying about the fruits of your labor, the fruitfulness of life, the sweetness, the savory, the sweet nectar of life. The colors in this card, these are not rough colors. These are not darker tones. These are very light and very lighthearted. You've got like the love, the solar sun energy, you know, like it's a lot of beautiful energy here. So it further confirms the Venusians. A lot of you are Magdalene priestesses. We have our sacred Magdalene retreat that we are attending in just a couple weeks from now in southern France. I have a lot of Magdalena energy here. Openness, liberation. Let yourself love and be loved. So I did receive a download. And I want to do a separate message on it, but there's something about receiving your deepest desires, you're calling out and calling in from your heart and soul. But I was tuning into a lot of conflicting energy where the mind and it's like it's what you really want, but the subconscious, there's stuff going on that's actually creating a block. And that's coming up right now. And it says, let yourself love and be loved. So there's a message coming through for the High Priestess right now that in many lifetimes, and even in this lifetime, you know what it feels like to be used and abused. You know what it feels like to be used and taken for granted, especially when it comes to your heart and your light and your gifts and your power. It's like one by one, the petals of your heart were being plucked away. So there's almost like an underlying tone, an underlying subconscious thing here of, that's why Goddess Isis and Hathor are coming through, and they're like, work with us. We're here to mentor and guide you and work with you. Because there's a lot of fear around your power, around your magic, being the oracle, being the healer, being the songstress, the sound healer, the sensual feminine in her sacred sensuality and sexuality. I wasn't sure if I wanted to say that word or not, but it's okay. Let yourself love and be loved by embodying that feeling of love for self. It's time to fall madly in love with yourself. Are you madly in love with yourself? Are you madly in love with your life? Life is not always going to be perfect. But do you look out and go, I'm happy? Or is happiness still circumstantial for you? Oh, I would be happier if this happened, or if this happened. Rather, so that's when we are still going outside of ourselves. So the priestesses, the goddesses are calling the priestess within. They're calling the priestess of the heart. The announcement of soul graduation, the announcement of life, catalytic life changes and events. Do you love yourself enough to love and be loved? Lady Nada will certainly help with this. Mother Mary will help with this. Mary Magdalene will help with this. But also Isis and Hathor. Hathor is the goddess of fertility, love, sensuality, playfulness, song and dance. Hathor is the goddess. You know, if you're having a party, you want to invite Hathor over, because you guaranteed you're going to have a fun time with Hathor there. But she's also extremely ancient, primordial, serious when it comes to the sacredness of the priestess path and embodiment. Look who's on the bottom of the deck. Isis. There she is. Isis, beloved. Reclaiming magic, exactly. Your expanded heart, priestess. You didn't come here to push papers behind a desk and work a 9 to 5. You came here to reclaim your magic by living in your expanded heart, your awoken heart. I'm talking to very high-level psychics, high-level seers and oracles, prophets and prophetesses. This is a message for the High Priestess. But you don't have to be High Priestess woman, although it is that. But this could be about your inner priestess too, man or woman, right? But this is very specific to the feminine rising, the woman back upon her throne. Because although masculine and feminine is an energy, it is also quite literal in this era, in this incarnation. It's the woman, the womb man, the womb man. Because the woman has been suppressed and compressed for thousands of years under patriarchal rule and law. Yes, divine feminine, but woman. So this really is a message for the womb man. But many men, divine masculines, tuning in as well. It's about your inner priestess message as well, your gifts, your alignment, your power, your magic, but also past lives that you've had as a woman. Feminine wounds, the witch wound, the healer wound. There was a time in history where the high priestess was highly revered and basically like worshipped. Not worshipped like a king or a god, but there was a time on earth, right, where our gifts were not considered taboo or weird, or people didn't believe in them. In fact, it was the opposite. It was a time on earth where spirituality was extremely potent. People worshipped different gods and deities and had altars in their homes. Like, this was the norm in like all over, like whether you're in South America or Africa or Europe or you know, it's everyone has their thing. It's this day and age. Like, it's funny to me every time I hear people say new age, like spirituality is new age. That's insanity to me, because it's the most ancient thing ever. All of this that we see in the 3D world, this is new age. This is new age. And yes, there is egotistical new age spirituality. Like, I give the example of, you know, someone who's like, you know, 23 years old, and or you know what, I guess the age really doesn't matter, but it kind of does, because honestly, like the priestess, she really comes forth in more of the mother crone stage, especially the crone. It's not the maiden stage or era of life where you're like, you know, but again, age doesn't matter, because maybe you've had a past life where you were like 17 years old and you were like a powerful priestess, right? So, but in nowadays, as we are going through this grand rising on Earth. It happens a little later in life for many. Okay? But it doesn't mean it has to, right? So anyways, why was I even talking about that? Isis. Isis, call back your power and what is rightfully yours. Call back your power and what is rightfully yours. Through all space and time. She's saying, go ahead, do it. Call your power back to you. When was the last time you called your power back to you? Energetic residue is real. Like, we can leave pieces of our energy everywhere, or people siphoning our energy, or, you know, but also just reclaiming your magic, liberating yourself from the 3D constraints. Hathor and Isis showed up today because they are calling the priestesses here. They're asking you to step up, to step forth, to reclaim your magic, to shine bright. To stand in your heart and your truth and to embody what is rightfully yours. They are highlighting a lot of fear within the Divine Feminine Collective and the feminines about what other people are going to think. Oh, I can't because I'm friends with my coworkers and my boss on Instagram or Facebook, or, you know, and I can't be posting stuff like that because they'll think I'm weird and it's all woo-woo and, you know, I could lose my job. Like, not realizing that that right there is an initiation of your priestess path. Right there is you denying your truth and your magic and your power and your heart. You're denying that. You're rejecting it and denying it because of fear of what someone else is going to say or think. Not realizing that maybe that's exactly what you're supposed to be doing, is spreading that light, spreading that truth. And maybe you do that and it actually blesses you, because that's what happens when we priestesses walk our path of priestesshood. Every day is initiating us. Every breath we take, we're moving through cycles, initiations, deaths and rebirths, until the day our mortal body dies or unalives. Let's get one more card here. What are your gifts? The priestess goddesses ask. Isis, what is your gifts? How often do you take time and connect with your ancient selves? How often do you sit and carve out time to commune with spirit and your higher self? Buddha just came out. Heightened awareness. Right now, there's heightened awareness around your magic, your gifts, your purpose. Like, I feel it, I see it, I know what I need to do, or I at least feel like this is my first step of doing what I need to do. Make peace with your thoughts and your world. There's too many chaotic, fearful thoughts around your world, your magic, your truth. A lot of yellow in these cards. Solar plexus. That's your power center. That's your willpower, your confidence. BOUQUET, cosmic power, unlimited potential, and sacred mission initiation. Bringing confirmation, first of all, of this channeled message with Hathor and Isis. But also just of your, like I said, your soul mission and your work as a high priestess, as a priestess here in, 3D modern earth, as an ancient priestess, as an ancient healer, an ancient shaman, an ancient witch, a pagan, whatever you want to call it, but high priestess. Your sacred mission is the initiations. And I just said the priestess path, it's daily initiation. Left and right. Like more of a submersion into your truth. People say, oh, I want to activate more of my gifts. I want to connect with my gifts. I really want to strengthen my psychic abilities. Can you help me, Erica? And all these things. And yes, I can. Yes, I can. If you're ready, yes, I can. But this isn't a part-time job, being a priestess, embodying our priestess energy and truth. It's full time. Once you turn it off, you don't turn it off. You don't hide it. You don't weaken it. You don't anything like that. So you have to make a choice. Do I surrender and embrace my unlimited potential and my magic and my power? Do I liberate myself? Do I make peace with these thoughts of negativity and fear and just go for it? Or do I allow it to bring me down and dim me still? That is the choice. And no one can make the choice except us. And it's scary. If it was easy and simple, then it wouldn't be the initiations that they are. Everyone would be doing it. But not everyone holds the gifts you do, or the power you do, or the healing you do, or the psychic abilities you do. Not everyone is here to do what you came to do. This journey is within us. It's a very intricate, very unique, one-of-a-kind blueprint within only you. Isis, what is your message? Show me through the cards. What is your message to these beautiful high priestesses, to these priestesses in training, to these priestesses in remembrance? Look at that 9 of Pentacles. She's just beautiful. She's got her money. She's like on vacation. She's living, or this is like her backyard. She's created her dream life. She's abundant within, so she's abundant without, on the outside. She knows her power. She's confident. She knows she's gorgeous. She feels good physically, mentally, emotionally. She's not living in a mask or an illusion or a lie. She's not self-sabotaging or dimming her power, her gifts, her light. She's glowing. She's beaming like a trophy to the world. A trophy that says, I made it. I did this. Look at me. Not look at me like, oh, please look at me. I need attention. But look at me. Look what I did. It's an accomplishment. An accomplished feeling, a successful feeling. That's what Isis, beloved, because I just asked Isis, what message, Isis? And she brings the 9 of Pentacles. She's also letting you know that she wants to guide you to connect with the elements, the earth magic, working with plant medicine, herbs. Isis was she's like, that was her thing. That was her jam. You know, I mean, yes, she's this powerful goddess. She's an ascended master. She passed through every possible earthly initiation you can. Same as all of us. To become an ascended master, that's what we're doing. We're mastering our ascension, right? But she was a professional powerhouse when it came to, and she was highly connected to the earth. See how she's walking barefoot on the sand? Isis was so connected to Gaia. She worked as one with Gaia, but she was like her specialty, her art in the arts of, esoteric arts definitely was earth magic, for sure. Earth magic. And Isis was also, I mean, she resurrected her beloved Osiris from the underworld. His brother, who was extremely jealous and evil, is the one who, chopped him up, did away with him, scattered the pieces of his body in all kinds of places and hid them. And, Isis had to go with it. She had to go and she had to locate Osiris's body parts so she could bring him back together and resurrect him. And she did. So she's a master of resurrection. In this regard, I'm talking literal. But she's a master in resurrecting you from the lowest points of life, depression, grief. She will work with you and mother you. Mother Isis is what I call her. Isa, Mother Isis. She will mother you back to this. So if you're in that place right now and you're this powerful priestess, work with her. But that's the point of these messages, is to work with them. Hathor and Isis. Isis is helping you rise back into this. Yeah, 3 of Cups. Yeah. And Hathor brings the message of 3 of Cups. I said Hathor, remember? She's a goddess of basically this. Like I said, if you're having a party, you want to invite Hathor. Because when it comes to her spiritual side and her power, her magic, her priestess work, she's a powerhouse and she's very serious about it. But she also knows how to have fun. She's not all work and no play. In fact, she's a playful energy within her work. And that's what she infuses us with and reminds us of. Our soul work in helping others and our gifts, I mean, it shouldn't feel burdensome. Sometimes it might. I've been there. My gifts have felt too heavy. They have felt too intense. Like I'm a freak in nature because my gifts are amplified. Right? But you know what I mean? And it became too serious. And then I was resenting it and it was heavy. And then I was reminded that somewhere along the lines, I stopped having fun with it. Because my inner child got buried under the crap. This is a resurrection between the two goddesses of your highest selves, your best self. This is your glow up. This is happening right now. This is where you're at for a lot of you. This month, these goddesses, they bring forth messages of rejoice, celebration, togetherness, happiness. Cheers, celebrate. But I said, So Isis is helping you to reclaim magic and be in your power and magic. If you keep having issues with work or this or that, it's probably because the higher picture is saying you're not supposed to be here anymore, or you're not meant to be doing this anymore. You're meant to be taking this energy you pour into this over here, and you're meant to pour it into your priestess gifts over here. Hathor brings the fun. At this time, you're being reminded, priestess, to have fun with your work, to have fun with your gifts, to have fun in life. Seven of Pentacles, because harvest is here. This is a season of harvest, literally, figuratively, and literally. For many of you priestesses, you have a beautiful high priest king who's also very abundant, very handsome. He's been wounded though, and he's been healing his wounds. And you guys, in the not too far future, metaphorically, you guys are walking along the same beach, on the same path, and you cross each other. This masculine is here to protect this priestess, to bring forth stability, safety for her, so she can rise and continue rising in her magic and in her power and in her gifts. Your sacred mission initiations, they wounded you. They wounded you. But they also made you realize the warrior priestess that you are. And you did it. You did it. That's why Hathor brings forth the message of fruits of your labor. Your gifts. So there's a lot of things coming online right now for you. A lot of your gifts are opening up. A lot of activations opening your gifts, or activations coming through that bring healing. So let's say you're, just yesterday for instance, and I actually did like a 5-6 minute like reading on this over on my Instagram, GypsyCowgirlTarot with the blue meta verified check mark if you want to follow. I share and do a lot of stuff over there that I don't share over here. So, but just yesterday at 5:55 p.m., I received a huge download transmission into my right ear. It lasted like 30 seconds, I swear. It was like forever. And it was so intense. And I knew it was like a really big thing. So I felt called to go do a reading about it, to go channel on it and pull on it and be like, what does this transmission mean? And then I shared it with everyone. But literally what I received with the 555 transmission, the first thing I heard was, your new life is here. And I am a high priestess, and I do priestess work daily on my own, honoring my own path and connecting with all of these spiritual energies and goddesses and sisters and brothers. Like, these are my best friends. These aren't just some, mythical being that everyone talks about that, like, these are my people. And when you're walking this path and you're connecting in this way, that's how it is. They are your best friends, your soul family. So anyways, that 555 transmission, maybe you're seeing a lot of the fives with this 9. It is that, the 9 year, the wood snake, the 9th month, September. We have the 9/9 portal coming up. We're already like feeling the energy of that. It's really powerful alignment for the priestess. This is the year of the priestess with the 9 year. And then the feminine, who this is for, shows up as this beautiful 9 of Pentacles, divine feminine, beautiful energy. And it's the 9. 9/9. through this is how I got here. So this message is, yeah, and then look, 10 cup, like beautiful things are happening, but it's time to own who you are fully. Otherwise, you're still rejecting your truth. You're still rejecting, you know, who you are. You're still, you're avoiding things. If you're keeping yourself stuck or dimmed or at a certain level because of fear of what someone's going to say or what people are going to think, then, you know, that's where you need to reclaim your power. That's why Isis is like, call back your power. What's rightfully yours? Where are you giving your power away? That's a big one right there. You know? Oh, my friends and family are all going to think I'm crazy. It is not fun. It's scary coming out of the psychic closet. To be like, yeah, I'm a psychic. To be like, yeah, I'm a healer. Yeah, I want to get certified for Reiki. People who are asleep are going to go, oh, energy work. Oh, that new age crap. Oh, you know, okay, yeah, I'm moving, you know, I'm healing through energy. Like, that's all woo-woo. And that doesn't even, you know, people are going to say things like that. It goes without even, like, it's like, if you're going to do this work and you're going to embody this path, then that goes with it. And trust me, the initial shockwave, it will wear off. Especially with the people who've known you your whole life and, you know, all these things. But you have to surrender. This is a huge initiation, is surrendering. It's the initiation of embodiment, of truth, of your spirituality and your ascension. Because you can't show up in certain groups or settings or scenarios pretending to be your old self and then going back into your old patterns or your old self or your old personality and denying who you really truly are now. Because if you're doing that, right, then you have to ask yourself, am I really ready for divine union? Because I'm still not living in my truth. Or am I going, or is that my ego saying I'm ready? Am I really ready to work with my gifts because this whole other piece of me is still denying who I am? And that's what I meant earlier, where people are like, I want to connect with my gifts, I want to do this, but then they aren't ready because, and that's why the gifts aren't activating, and that's why, because they're still denying their truth. It's like, I want to work with my gifts, but only when it's convenient and behind closed doors and no one can see. I want to tune in to my spirituality and my priestess energy, but I want to hide all that part of me on Facebook and on Instagram and at work, and, you know, you are or you aren't. You do or you don't. Right? Okay. So thank you today to Goddess Isis and Goddess Hathor. Thank you, Lady Nada. Thank you, Buddha and Sopdet. This is really beautiful. This is letting you know the time has come for celebration, joy, laughter, union, sexual connection, chemistry, passion. You've been celibate. Like, you walked the path alone. You did this alone, by yourself. Alone, by yourself. There's no one else there. There's no one else there. You had to learn. No one's coming to save me. No one's coming to pick me up and, you know, pour love into me and change everything and make it all better. That's not happening. That's not reality. That's a false reality. But that's not reality. Right? All right. Thank you, mi amors. I send you guys love. If you guys want to work with me one-on-one, all of my different reading options and spiritual services, like healing, like energetic healing, shadow work sessions. I offer a SESH. I do past life Akashic record readings, which are really powerful right now, by the way. Like, it's crazy. Also, the one-on-one intuitive energetic healing sessions are insane. I don't know, because my gifts have opened and everything, my healing gifts, my inner knowings, my activations that are just personally for me, like, it's insane. It's insane. So anyways, thank you to those of you guys who, who have shared with me recently, because I can feel it and I know it, but to have it reflected back from a client, like, it's crazy. Like, and even those of you guys who have been working with me for years now, like, it's crazy. So, and that's just another example of how us priestesses, how things just open like crazy and when we are open, truly open to them. So I don't know, but this is what I've got. I love you guys. Thank you again to Isis and Hathor. Thank you, beloved sisters. Thank you. And so it is. Have a beautiful day, guys.